The Making of a Man, page number 407.
The Making of a Man. Next chapter. Truth is a two-edged sword. Truth is a two-edged sword. Information that may be used for the good of mankind may be used also for selfish ends. In the former, it elevates the user. In the latter, it destroys him. See how he explains. In the former, it elevates the user. In the latter, it destroys him. If he uses for selfish ends. We see the evidence of this in every profession, in every business, in the artist, the doctor, the lawyer, the merchant, and the politician. So everywhere we can go through this type of behavior. We have only to study faces to be convinced. The face of the homeopathic physician who was used the great homeopathic truth for the good of man has a benign expression, while he who has first counted on what it will bring in cash has a crafty face which the children shun. In either case he smiles if successful, but if he fails, we shall see accentuated the two casts of expression. One reveals patience, and the other deep lines of disappointment and hatred. When he practices homeopathy for the benefit of mankind, for the service of mankind, that is one thing. To earn cash, that is one thing. So that he explains. So both may get success. Both will smile with success. But the smile is the facial expression of both of them is one reveals patience, happiness, patience. So everybody will be happy to see him, to go to him. And the other deep lines of disappointment and hatred. He will not be contented with what he got. More he expects. So disappointment. What he expected, that if he did not get, he will get disappointment. With that face will be there. It is important to know how it is that truth can become a power to change the faces of men. Truth is so powerful that it will elevate him who uses it for the good of man and degrade him who uses it against his fellow. So it itself, the truth, how we use that, in that way, whether we will be elevated or degraded, that the truth will decide in which way we are using. It carries with it a penalty for falsifying it or using it for improper purposes. When one listens to a great truth, he says to himself that truth should be known to the world or that it can be used to increase wealth. First of all, he should question himself and he should judge himself whether in which way he should use, in which way he should apply. Truth first enters the memory and may go no farther and soon may be lost, or it may be admitted into the understanding and flow through it into the voluntary and then into life. This is the course intended by divine providence whenever he gives truth to man. So When the omnipresence, he gives truth to man, how it flows, that he is explaining. First it enters his memory, and later it flows the voluntary, the understanding, and then voluntary systems. It is that he shall use it for the common good and not for himself. Whenever man perverts this, he destroys himself. No exemption will be there. But when he carries out the purpose of the truth, he becomes wise. The highest aim of man is to become wise, and the only way to attain wisdom is to do for the good of others. Then only he will grow wise, and then only he will get the wisdom. Otherwise nothing will be there. If he will not apply this for the good of other the fellow beings or other mankind or other creatures or to the world, then no wisdom will be there. Truth first enters the mind by the way of the memory. There it is inspected by the understanding, and it is settled upon whether it is true or false or detrimental. If it is approved, the understanding admits it into the middle chamber, where it is treasured for use. When homeopathic truth is thus admitted, the healing artist waits for an opportunity to confirm it. Finally, the patient comes, and the truth is called forth. The law and doctrines there treasured are called upon, used, and confirmed to be true. The homeopathy, when we study or when we go through the doctrine of homeopathy, the truth, it will be lodged in our memory, and it will be there like a treasure. When we apply, then only we can know it is true. Yes, it is true. It is once again proved. The patient recovers and is grateful to his doctor. The doctor is delighted and smiles. He shows forth upon the face his innermost feelings. A tear comes to his eye, and he says, "Blessed be Hanuman, blessed be the Lord." See how he is very much humble and submitted to Hanuman and God. A tear comes to his eye, and he says, "Blessed be Hanuman, blessed be the Lord."
Into the voluntary, into the affections, and is revealed upon the countenance. Now truth is made alive and can be maintained alive so long as the doctor continues to use it. Unless we do not put into practice, or unless we do not use, it is not a living truth. It now fills his life. He loves it, knows it, and remembers it. If he does not love it and use it, he does not grow in wisdom. But by loving it, he loves to use it, and thereby learns more of it. The more he loves it, the better he knows it. If there is one who is wise in the law, it is because he loves it and obeys it. It is only when he loves and obeys, when he should obey the law, then only he can understand, he can live in it, and then only he can grow wise. That he is explaining. If he is wiser than others, it is because he loves it more than others. But for the sake of the good, it will do for man. To love it for the good, it will bring to oneself is another form of hatred of men. And hatred of men, or love of self, closes and pinches and contracts and distorts the understanding, and the face becomes crafty. Any violation of the law carries with it its own penalty. Automatically. It should not be violated, it should be obeyed, and it should be loved. Then only it will lead. Otherwise, any violation is there, definitely penalty will be there for any law. Woe unto him who uses the truth to glorify himself or enrich his pocketbook. Truth will make man miserable or happy. Miserable or happy. Man is never happy except when working for others. Only when he will be working for others, then only he will be happy. Man is most miserable when doing most for himself, and the misery is shown on his face. He is giving the gist of all world scriptures and great seers. Behold, the successful miser. He who has most is most miserable. The wise man is always happy. He has grown wise while loving, and is loved while acquiring knowledge. Peace, happiness, and contentment are upon the face of all who live for the good of the human race. Very wonderful thing. Peace, happiness, and contentment. That is more important. Only because of lack of contentment, only many people are very greedy about knowledge, about wealth, about money, everything. When man appears to know what he does not make use of, his understanding will soon force it out into the memory, and finally the memory holds it no longer. In the understanding is treasured only so much as he is loved and used. The love of truth for the sake of truth in the voluntary conjoins with an equivalent of truth in the understanding, and this is the measure of wisdom in any man. The crafty man memorizes facts to use for a given occasion in order to acquire remuneration or fame. Only for that he memorizes it. And should be known as smart in proposition to the success of his undertaking. This is not wisdom. Wisdom cannot be removed from the love of uses. Love, wisdom, and use make one. And in as much as they are one in the life of man, they make him a man. And wherein he lacks these, he fails short of being a man. Though he is having a body of man, he will be lacking. Master also he used to say, though he is having 2 legs, he is only 4-legged animal. These in man are they wherein he exists in the image of God, and when he has thus made truth alive in him, he has become free indeed.